so this is what I use. This is a little bit simplified, but I always, when I run a project, I make a risk log. This is actually copied from really the risk log that I'm using. It is actually a way where you keep track of the risk that you have identified, and so as you can see in the top, so I manage risk, quality, and change in these things, and this is a very simple. I just put it in Excel. You can use systems for that, but Excel also works pretty well if you don't have to share it if it's a small project. So basically, what you do is in the left column you describe risk. Then in the second column, impact column, you describe, is it high impact? You give it a 3, medium impact 2, and low impact, give it a 1. And then you look at the probability. What is the chance that this actually will happen? If it's very probable, 3, not so probable, 2.
Oh, by the way, what this mean? These 3 lines. Same client. This is different client, right?
No, same client.
Same client.
Same client. Same project.
Oh, same project.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to manage issues. You're going to manage quality. You're going to manage risk. You're going to manage change. You're going to manage, all these things, when you're managing a project, you need to manage against many different dimensions. So risk is one of them. So when it comes to risk, you assess what kind of risk do I run.
Oh, okay. So first line is we need to recognize what kind of risk we recognize. Second line is how about quality for the client.
Yes.
Third one is what did you change?
To make sure that, right. So what do we do to make sure that the quality of the quality is measured and monitored? So testing, assurance, write-off, all these things that need to be part of your project plan. So how are we going to make sure that we deliver the right quality to our customer, balancing other things like time and budget. So these things, you cannot give infinite quality, right? Because that's what the customer would want. But we also need to have other restraints like time and money that we need to balance quality against. So we need to make sure that we do as planned. So there needs to be quality planning in place, and in the quality plan you need to specify what needs to be tested, when, by whom, and so are we on track with that? So that's another thing that you want to track. Another thing is change. During the project, you will realize that certain things do not fit, and what you thought that looked very good when you make the project plan, you realize that, oh no, we need to. The customer is demanding a change. Now, this change, how are you going to manage that? You know that it's going to come. Every project has change requests, but how are you going to manage that? So when was it logged? Then, as a project manager, you probably need to go to the steering committee and ask them for approval. And if the steering committee cannot agree on whether to give approval, it probably needs to go to the project sponsor. And then the project sponsor needs to decide and you need to implement change. Or
last line is implementation. Middle line is planning.
So basically, you
planning action.
Right.
Action
so
plan
is a planned action. Change is okay. Every change request needs
implementation.
Needs to be implemented. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You used this matrix before.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So
is there only 3 methods at hand: risk, quality, and change?
Yes, so that's part of change. Also, you want to manage your issues. You want to log your issues and keep track of them. But these things are actually it's called project control, right? So that's when you look at project management, you have basically project planning and project control. So how to keep everything under control, and then you have like the day-to-day operations. So you have like all these things you need to implement. So you have a thing, maybe a Kanban board with a backlog and with different columns, and you track progress. But at the same time, that's not enough. At the same time, you also need to look at how am I doing with quality? How am I doing with my risks? If you don't track those things, you could really get in trouble only looking at your Kanban board, but forgetting all the things that are happening outside of your project. That needs management too. But that risk management is part of that.
Okay, got it.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to this Saturday? Are you going to talk about negotiation skill?
Yeah, let's do it.
Huh?
So we finalized Europe. Basically, we were still looking at education, and there was some other one, but basically, I feel at this moment you're more interested in negotiation, right?
Yeah. Because first question is how can you satisfy your risk management? They said yes, very much. Then the following question is, customers, clients.
When they are talking about risk management, they're probably talking about this, about what you see in this slide, and it's probably I believe them if they say that they have this under control, more or less.
Yeah, they're controlling the risk management like this, okay?
Right.
So and we are satisfied, doing well. How about the customer? Sort of things.
Right.
And
is the customer happy? Yeah.
And in many cases, usually Japanese people try to build in trust relationship, take dinner, drink, and so forth, and something, but not sufficient. I think we need to re-establish negotiation skill, presentation skill to how to persuade people to build in trust relationship is the most important issue to be considered, but not like American way, but also we need to consider for Japanese style. But this is, we don't have kind of training skill track in Japan, so we try to do something. Are you interested in that, like that? Okay, we're going to provide something for you. Sort of things is better solution for them, right?
Right. To make sure that your project management is not just a window where you throw anything in and he is just going to put every customer request on the task list, but it's actually somebody who is a partner, a sparring partner, and who will balance the interests of both parties and look at the long-term gains of the customer.
Instead of I just much more emphasize on the spirits of Japan sort of things. I think we had better much more emphasize on more basic fundamental training to offer, right?
Yeah, but not only that. I think also there needs to be kind of an awareness that sometimes it's not so bad to say no.
Okay. So, let's going to do this next Saturday, right?
Okay. All right. Okay. Yuva, final remarks?
So far for this management, I'm just started to learn this, and today you got me a clear picture about the management risk, how I should do this, and I think I could use this risk management for homestaying.
Right.
I have to do this for homestay, otherwise it will be a big
Yeah. Also, you should concern for these issues.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
By the way, Edo, I failed last Saturday. Yesterday's recording, especially last part 2 hours missing. Missing voice recording.
Really?
Yeah, only screen. And the first 1 hour is okay. Before break, it's okay. But the last 2 hours, I lost it. I forget to tick on the recording sign on the for software.
Are you recording now?
Maybe, yeah, I think so. After closing, after, just shutting down, I try to.
Is that the red thing maybe in the
I hope so. It is success, okay? Okay, so today is this finished today.
Okay.
Okay,
All
Yuba,
right.
thank you very much for joining. Unfortunately,
Thank you.
Takahashi didn't join, but okay,
Okay, bye-bye.
bye
All
bye.
right. Have a
Okay.
good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ed, I want to ask you something about negotiation with 26th of the meeting with the company. So,
Yeah.
what kind of schema or planning I try to negotiate for doing business with them? And I formally discussed with just a moment. I don't need to just a moment. I need to finish this one.